want a nice angled two-shot, a close-up from a different angle of the author, the book, sometimes things in the background.
I've always had the philosophy that you want to learn by doing. That's how I learned. The best classes that I took in college were classes from my undergrad to my master's to my doctoral classes, but the best classes I took were classes that I actually did stuff. I'm a hands-on person by nature. I think this field is for people that are hands-on, and so because I learned that way, I wanted to teach students that way. And so when I was coming up with the show idea, I wanted the primary workers on the show, the primary crew on the show, to be college students, and I wanted to give them an experience that they couldn't get anywhere else. And I think when you work on a show that has external standards, right, you can do a campus show, but a lot of times a campus show doesn't have standards that are reviewed externally, or you can fudge them a little bit because it's only going to a small audience and everyone sees it as, well, these are students learning. And I really wanted to give students the experience of what does it look like when you work on a show where it's reviewed by other people and you have to hit those standards in order for it to go out. And so that's where, as we're creating this show, that was really what was at heart. And that's the philosophy we have used for this show since the very beginning, is students are the primary crew members on the show.
Tell me your first and last name, and you don't have to spell it, but just tell me a little bit about yourself.
Looking at you, right? I'm looking at you, right? Okay. My name's Tripp Richards. I'm a junior at USCB, interdisciplinary studies major, and I work on the Books by the River show as a camera operator.
Anything that you want to say to them before? We talked about the new positions and the look that we're going for.
I think we made it a little bit uncomfortable for you on the wing cameras because of the...
That's Taylor, yeah, Taylor and Tripp.
Sorry about that, but it's the only place that gives us a little bit of depth of field.
Well, I showed them that they can actually rotate the viewfinder this way.
Yeah.
I'm actually very nimble, I'll be fine.
Yeah. So that she can actually, like, she can stand to the side of it if she needs to.
I've always had a passion for just broadcasts, production, TV, things like that. It's one of my favorite things to do, is watch TV, but also just see the ins and outs of it. And during one of my advising meetings last year, I was talking to Dr. Sawyer, who's my advisor, and she was like, hey, I have an opportunity for you. Come work on the Books by the River show. It's a national television show. It's a good opportunity if you're really, really interested in this thing. And I said, why not? Let's take a swing for it and let's see what happens. So that's how I first got introduced to it, and then been in love ever since, so I love it.
I think this is it, right?
Oh, because you don't feel like you're looking directly at us.
Yeah,
straight on,
and
yeah.
this is like, this is the way it's angled and then it's like turned, so it's kind of like, it's like you're gonna look
like it's cockeyed or something.
Yeah.
Hey Doc, would you mind if I just threw a book right there?
No, I don't mind that. That's fine.
The headset's a little down in here, and all you have to do is just turn it on and then it'll work like this supposed to.
Thank you so much.
So operate camera 4, I get a lot of the shots of the guests. A lot of times if you see the close-up shots of the guests, that's my camera angle, or the promotionals or the book readings, all those come from my camera, which is pretty cool. It's a little bit of pressure because that is they come on the show every week to see the new guest. Holly's there every week, but they know they want to see these guests, so that you have to get those shots perfectly, or try to, and really just kind of predict where it's going where. I think I've learned working with Dr. Sawyer is that I know kind of what she wants, and when she wants it, when to take different shots. But it's really fun working on the camera. It's a lot less technical than you might think. A lot of it's just, listening to instructions, understanding where to be and when to be there. So I work on camera 4.
Gotta go put the signs out.
Oh yes.
No, you're okay, you're okay. Like most of my job is literally before everything starts. So everyone gets to sit down. I'm off.
So wherever there's a crew, you sit down.
Yeah, and I kind of move the cone around, so if someone's parked in front of it, then I'll just find the next empty spot.
Hi, I'm Erica Swanson, but I go by Faith. I'm locally here, from Beaufort, and I decided to stay at home just because I absolutely love it. I do have my own place now in Bluffton, and I just love to get to know that community right now.
So I literally just make it all look pretty in here.
Okay.
And then just like check in the corners and things, because you know how easy it is for like trash to get thrown there instead of the trash can. Usually if the trash can's like pretty empty, I leave it.
Okay.
And all the cleaning supplies. Just a warning I found out the hard way, when you let go of it, it slams shut pretty loud. So like if you are doing things when like they're still here,
Yeah, you want it to be.
yeah, just like keep an eye on that.
So I did a study abroad program with Dr. Sawyer, and during that program, I kind of started directing everyone naturally, just because we're all having to get on and off trucks, and we're going places, and then having to just move around a lot. And Dr. Sawyer said I was really good at telling people what to do, and she needed someone to be the mini boss. So that is what I'm here for.
Okay.
So now,
So
just before
M2
things, yeah, M2 is practice. That's how I like think about it. Like M2 is first, because two comes before 3.
So M2's practice, M3
Is real deal. That'll go down in like normal time. Because if you did like 22 minutes when you're on M2, it'll go down fast. But like it'll be okay. So this is where I stand during all production, just because then I have like Holly's like sight at me, and if I need to be like stretch it or wrap it up, those are pretty much the only 2 things that I.
Run that back. Something I wanted to write.
Oh, just like letting them know that you're the person that they can come to about everything, and that like pointing out the itinerary on their door after you bring them to their restroom pretty much immediately. But also to let them know, you will be the person kind of directing them the whole time. Like I'll be telling you what we need from you, and if we need things again, I'll also be counting you in. Just kind of like reassuring them that like you're the friendly face that will be helping them out through the whole experience. Okay. So he showed me what this was, and this is my first time ever actually like doing it myself. But my headset's always going to be this one, and so you'll be the far. I can get this in here. You'll be the far right one.
I am guest relations and the floor director, so I actually have 2 roles, but they actually do overlap some, which is nice, makes things easy for me because it just kind of flows into the other. Starting off from putting out signs and making sure that the author has a place to park, a place to have a changing room and a restroom, and then greeting them at the door, bringing them in, making sure they feel comfortable and confident in what they're about to do. If they have any questions, they ask me. And then when it comes down to actual production time, I make sure that everyone's in their places, everyone doesn't have any questions for me or have any issues that I can go and report to Dr. Sawyer and get fixed, so then they don't have to leave their stations. And then I also make sure that it's quiet on set. I count everybody in, so when it's time to start filming, I'm the one that, tells us it's time. And then I also direct the author into other aspects of production so it can flow easily.
I went to put it on the door. I'm like, hold on, how did that get here?
Okay.
One specific challenge was I had to take someone else's role when they weren't here, and that was floor director. I was nervous, I wasn't sure about it, but it helped me step out of my comfort zone of being shy and put me out there, and I'm glad I tried it.
I see one something here. Yeah, I like that you did something different. Like I like the
Like
straighter
the
hair.
hair?
Just because it gives us a different look. Yeah.
Looks so shiny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looks good. Is that comfortable, that lash?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And let's look at we give you a 2-shot on yours. And then we push up and give me the 2 shots so I can see the back of her hair. Looks great.
They're not gonna be mad that I asked.
last year, and I was the host assistant last year, and I was in a cast. I was using a scooter, and I was in a boot. So I just thought it would be great to come back this year and be able to do different positions and be able to do more and walk this time.
Okay. Yeah.
Just want to make sure we're okay with the audio and her connecting with
My name is Taylor Da Silva. I'm a senior at USCB, and I'm a honors marine biology major, but I have a minor in communications. And yeah.
A book in the hands is like a handshake into the...
A book in her reach is like a handshake
there we
to
go.
the stories and journeys of those.
I wanted to teach us how to white balance as cameras.
Like when we are at like a ballpark, depending on where we're at, the shows always start at like 5:30, but it could be 5:30. You know, the sun could still be up, or it could be like getting, you know, to that sunset. So like we have to re-white balance our cameras at work at least like 2 or 3 times throughout the night. And like black balancing, you really only have to do once, but like back focusing, like we don't really need to mess with back focusing because it's all like right.
I actually, it's kind of a funny story. So I work with Dr. Sawyer, who's the director of the show, and I actually have a podcast with her, and she was talking about her Books by the River class that I could take, and she said that it would be a really great way for me to get hands-on experience working behind the camera and on a studio set in general. So she recommended the course to me, and I was like, you know what, that sounds like a lot of fun. So I ended up signing up for it.
Yep, I gotcha. Everything look okay? Well, you know these dresses that sometimes they can go on trip here.
Yeah, mine got very wrinkly in the car, so hopefully that's okay.
Oh yeah, okay. It kind of looks more like a texture thing.
Well, it's like a linen dress, so it's wrinkly anyway, but I stood up and I was like,
I like how it looks like that. Yeah, typically it just goes by fast, honestly.
I think a challenge for me is making sure that I'm on top of it consistently and engaged in what the director is asking from me. Sometimes it can be a little difficult because there's a lot of chatter going on in your ear, but also on set with the interview. So just making sure I'm paying very close attention to not only what's being said, but what's being asked of me as well, and making sure I deliver that shot as quick as possible, but also maintaining a good frame as well, because you don't want it to look sloppy. So just being able to get that shot on a timely manner, I think is probably the biggest challenge.
The promo's not doing it at the beginning?
No, it's an overall promo.
Oh, cool.
So we're just gonna shoot on camera 2 and 1, because I want to see both looks. And then in her like normal close-up shot that we do at the beginning, and then we'll record the audio.
I'm Jacob. I'm from Lexington, South Carolina. My favorite hobbies are just playing guitar, just sitting out in the ocean.
No, she looks great.
Were you following questions?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. Okay.
It was kind of a long journey. First, I really didn't know what I wanted to do, so first I was art major, and then because I felt like I really did want to work in this industry, but I didn't know where to go yet. And so I talked to my dad for a little bit, and then we decided that it'd probably be best for me to go into the communication studies major. And so I worked with Dr. Sawyer for one class and one semester. That was sports broadcasting. And she brought up the idea of, in the spring, hey, why don't you work on first national season?
Yeah, right.
How does that look in your camera? Does that look better?
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay.
Until we start turning the pages. Hi, I'm Holly Jackson, your host of Hooks by the River. Thanks a lot for joining us on this journey where we sit beside the riders who tell the stories that sometimes feel like our own or give us a glimpse of the experiences of someone we need to know. Here to talk with us today is Emily Carpenter, author of Gothic Town. Welcome, Emily. That was fine, yep. You want to go through the, yeah.
My name is Turner Owen, and, sorry, what was the question?
That's what
First and last name, and then hobbies, like interests?
Yeah.
Okay. My name is Turner Owen, and some of my hobbies and interests include music and just creative stuff, and I love sports.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
But tilted down. So
Less heavy.
yeah, less heavy. Yeah. So we're going back to like the head being at that top white line. Okay, when we're on single shots or double shots, like head at the top of the white.
It is my second year on Books by the River. But basically, I was getting my registration done for my classes, and Dr. Sawyer was my advisor at the time. And she had a little poster on her door, and it was talking about working for a TV show, and I was like, wow, that would be a really, really, really cool experience to do. So I started talking with her, and she was like, yeah, if you sign up for the class, you know, I'll let you come and work on the show. And I did it for the first time last year, and I was a digital media coordinator, which was basically just like taking photos of Holly and the guest and all the behind the scenes stuff, and editing and just putting all those pictures in for use for the show, ETV, all of that stuff. And then this year I'm a camera operator, which I do enjoy a lot more. It's much less of a role, I feel like. It's less draining, and it's also just very helpful. There are some people who work on the show now who have never worked with the equipment that we use, so having that experience and being able to help them is really, really rewarding.
I love that color right now. So you came in the most perfect outfit. Yeah, either one looks nice. It's also like, you know, if your feet are in the frame, it's only going to be in there for a moment. We're focused on you.
Perfect.
So, okay.
Today we are missing Turner and Tia.
Okay.
So we have you run camera 2, okay, and you're going to be back on camera 3 that you did last week. So so that should be helpful because both of y'all, it's fresh in your mind with that. You're floor directing. I'm switching. And then everyone else is doing their regular job. Okay.
My name is Ashley Schaefer, and I love music, Taylor Swift, and all things media.
Do you want the water that I have here?
I am the social media content creator, so I'm in charge of shooting images and videos during the production.
Do you like to ride at home or out in public?
Gotta be at the house.
Okay. You like the swamp or the mountains?
Mountains.
Getting to see and hear the different authors, they all bring like a different story and perspective of like their life stories has been very inspiring, because I feel like I don't have much direction in where I want to go, and like just seeing them talk about their book and seeing the physical copy, like you can see that that's something they're proud about, and you can tell that they worked hard for that. And so I think working hard really pays off, and that's what I'm aiming to do.
It says riverbank or cotton field.
Riverbank. You can't catch fish in a cotton field.
Something like that. I don't know. I haven't done it, so. Okay, I have to hear her say it.
I'm Kayla Sharif. I am from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a communications major.
I enjoy reading, I enjoy writing, and I also love scrapbooking.
Take 1, ready 2, take 2, ready 3, take 3, ready 4, take 4. So if you wanna, I can run through with you, but you're gonna put a headset on.
This one?
Yeah. We can do some practice runs.
When I first started, I was a TV production assistant, so I would help Dr. Sawyer with the paperwork, making sure that I interacted with the guests, and just kind of helped as a backup person. And then I learned shortly after that I really enjoy being a technical operator, so now I work the switchboard in the control room.
Ready 2, take 2, ready 4, take 4, ready 1, take 1. Okay. Yeah. So you hear me like tell them to set their shot a certain way, and then I'll say ready. And
Thank you. So oh my gosh. What's going on?
Crud. Hold on.
Maybe 1 year apart.
1 year apart.
1 year apart, yeah. Yeah, so I feel, is it your first like teaching job at no, I taught
So we work behind the scenes on Books by the River, which is a national TV show where we interview Southern authors, and college students have the opportunity to work different areas like cameras or technical operators like the switchboard or the teleprompter to kind of help produce the show.
Good. So we're rolling?
Yes.
Okay.
Good to go.
All right, we're rolling. So we're gonna start. So camera 2, give me your 2 shot. Or yeah, her single shot, sorry. Thank you. So ready 2, take 2. Okay. All right, and
Okay. A book in our reach is like a handshake to the connection we all need, because through them we gain friends, family, and those characters we never even knew we needed in our lives until we start turning the pages.
shot. We're gonna stay on 2. And then we'll go from 2 to camera 4. So you put 4 into preview. Okay, all right. And Faith, you're ready to count her in.
Here to talk to us today is Dr. Molly Barnes, author of Paper Heroines. Dr. Barnes, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's really good to be here.
All right, so tell us a little bit about yourself and about your first book.
So I am a professor at the University of South Carolina, Beaufort, so it is home to get to be here, and I feel so lucky to get to be part of this. But it feels like the book that I have always
And give me a close-up shot.
Ready? I feel, I feel like I was maybe meant to
close-up
write
shot, camera 4.
because it's about women, and it's about women's history and the friendships and relationships. The subject of the first chapter, Fanny Kemble, was living in the Georgia Sea Island, and then the publication of Susie King Taylor's book, and she is the person.
I'm not sure what's going on. Is the mic again?
Yeah, it's the mic again.
Maybe it's the wire. What are y'all hearing?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So it needs to put a windscreen on it.
I can't remember if those
Holly, do you want to start from the top?
I'm fine with that, but now that we're here and we've stopped, I'm wondering if her bracelet is gonna
Do you want me to just take it off?
There's just some part of it that's...
Let me just put them in my pocket, yeah, because I don't want to do...
Let me see, is it the other one that's... Okay, it was that?
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Strange one. I think it was breathing.
All right, so do this.
It's like a pull.
Yeah, okay.
Put a little windscreen on there, see if that helps.
Okay, so...
All right, I'm feeling good now.
Yeah, so we'll start at the top.
Start at the top.
Okay. So, camera 2, take 2.
Oh, no,
It's not your fault then. Yeah, her fault at all. Sorry. I don't know why I thought she could hear me from you, Holly. Sorry.
Oh, she was talking to you, but she forgot you can't hear her. She was just saying, no, don't worry about it. It's fine. Thank you.
Okay, Faith, you can count her in. And reset the clock, right? Okay, thank you.
My name is Riley Chisera. I am the teleprompter operator for Books by the River. I'm a senior at USCB. I get the script from Holly and I format it into the teleprompter, and I just double check that everything's correct and that I'm used to the speed of the teleprompter. I also pay attention to the author's responses, so I don't put questions up that they might have already answered. Dr. Sawyer was my advisor. I had taken a sports broadcasting class with her, and I worked some basketball games at USCB, and she really liked my work ethic and the effort that I put into production, so she thought I'd be a great asset to Books by the River.
You want to throw a box of tissue in here too? We already have one in here. Oh, do you? Yeah. Wow, you guys are always 10 steps ahead. Yup.
The director who always has a surprise.
Do you need help? Yeah.
If y'all could open the books.
Hey, I'm just a slow reader, so.
Here, your key. I can't. Yeah. Well,
No, I understand.
it's also just like the least use. Never home.
Dr. Sawyer was my advisor, and we were talking, and I was talking to her, and we were talking about this for different reasons, but it's funny looking back now. And she was talking about her show, and she was like, well, like, if you need another class, because I was looking at either this or an internship. And she was like, if you need another class, like, you can come be like the photographer, like whatever you want to do on my show. And I was like, okay, like I would love to do that. That sounds so fun. And so I ended up like never finding an internship. And so I came here and on the show, and I'm having so much fun.
That's true.
I'll be back for my book.
Listen, he's about to pull up to a TV studio in the back of a junior college. I hope he's like, wow, this is pretty cool. That's how I think about it.
Mine's still it's like this.
Flowers are fine. I just asked Dr. Sawyer.
I think I spruced them up a little bit.
Yeah, they look great.
They should.
They actually set off.
Yeah, I think they look really, really nice. Honestly. Rob, like
the book.
Oh, the book. Oh man, it's okay, Rob. I'll get some pictures of you.
I'm done.
Somebody better.
Yeah.
So I am the photographer on the show. I take pictures of like the behind the scenes and Holly and the guest, and I'll just get like a bunch of behind the scenes, like the people working, and just kind of like show people like how it's made, but also like it being made at the same time. So I'm trying to get like two different perspectives of how it's like, okay, yeah, like this is what you're saying and this is what's happening in real life, but this is how it was also made. It's from behind the scenes.
Perfect, and I'm gonna get one of you and Molly.
What?
Okay, Molly, did you want one?
Yeah, we'll do.
Books. This is good.
Do you know the timeline of how Books by the River came to be?
I was sitting with Don Godish, and he had showed me the studio and was showing me, here's where you're gonna teach. And I said, well, this is a great studio. We should do more than teach classes. We should do a show. And he said, well, that would be great, but what are you thinking? And I said, well, I just went to the Pat Conroy Literary Festival, and I am just enthralled by the number of high quality authors coming out of this area. And I really think it's because it's just magical on the water here. I mean, Beaufort County is just a very magical place. How could you not be inspired to write? I said, what if we did a writer's show? And he said, well, we used to have a writer's show. It ran for 20 years. It would be great to have something similar to that. Let's do that.
This show started out as an experiment. It was built around the idea of our relationship with USC Beaufort, the program there, and trying to bolster the communications program, the broadcast and film and studies program, and also to infuse the future public media folks or media folks in general in our system, and also to help us have some people that we really like to work with, that can provide professional skills as they develop those.
So that's November of my second year here. So that's November 2017. And then Holly starts her job January 2018. And her first day in the office, I walk in and said, hey, would you like to host a television show that we're gonna do? And she said yes. And she had literally showed up the first day, had given birth to a baby not long before that. And I'm sure that I just like whirlwind bombarded her.
I was in my office. I had just met Dr. Caroline Sawyer, and she walked by and popped her head in and said, I'm thinking about doing this show, and it's gonna be with authors, and do you wanna host it? Well, I just started. Of course I'm gonna say yes. I'm like, yeah. I really didn't know what I was getting into, and certainly didn't know what it was gonna become. But I'm glad that I said yes.
Fast forward to May, we offered it as a Maymaster course. We had 25 students in the class, and we shot 17 episodes in 2 weeks. Yeah, and it was a lot.
So they tried a green screen experiment, and it failed miserably. It visually failed miserably, and it wasn't their fault. It was the technology problem. But what happened, curiously enough, is that our programming director still put it on the air. We were getting all kind of emails and phone calls about they loved the author's interview. So we knew we had a content hit. We just didn't have a visual hit.
We shot two episodes, almost 2 episodes a day for 2 weeks with students who'd never done a show. Holly had not done a long format show like that. It had been a long time since I'd done a long format show, and it looked horrible from a technical perspective, but the content and the interviews were phenomenal. Holly has such a natural presence on the screen, and she has such a great presence in person that people just want to talk to her. And it really translates well on television. And even though we all knew it looked bad, people watched it and they loved it. And we could not, from the very first season, we could not get people to stop asking us to be on the show.
So we flipped the script, changed it around, and now finally we got the 4K technology in there, and COVID changed things up dramatically, how we did the show, and this now we're where we need to be. We're in the sweet spot. We're in the sweet spot when it comes to the show.
And it has been some of the best 8 years of my life.
I got out of the military and I furthered my education, and when I was getting my my bachelor's degree, I went to USCB and I met Caroline. She was my professor, and one of the things we have to do is intern, and she gave me the opportunity to be the promotional producer, I believe, on By the River at the time, and so I started there. When I was the promotional producer and I was working on the social media assets, I really wasn't that in love with it, but I really enjoyed, the backside of working in production and seeing how everything flows. And through that, Caroline and Don obviously were talking, and they needed someone to be the associate producer for After Action. And so I was getting ready to graduate, and Don and Caroline thought that more Caroline than Don. He didn't know me so well, but they thought I would be a good fit to work on After Action. And so I came along as the associate producer in season 1. And then from there, I just learning the pre-production side, learning the logistics of preparing everything. I think some of my military history came out in that, and I love organization. It's so important to me. I love the structure, and I loved being able to be that point of contact to ensure everything was getting done. And that's kind of where I fell in love, I think, was pre-production for After Action season 1. And so from there, I think Dawn saw that I had some potential, I suppose. And so I was, I ended up in the position that I am now. But I started as a student with USCB.
rewarding part of my job is, to be completely honest, it's changed throughout the years, and at this moment in time, it is watching the students at University of South Carolina, Beaufort. We've had such an amazing group of students this season, really all seasons, but this one stands out to me because they seem to be really hyper-focused on being in this field, and that excites me. And so getting to be around people who have the same interests as me, and I can kind of talk about like where I've been and also learn a lot from them, because these students, they grew up with technology in their hands where I did not. And so they know a lot more than I do in certain ways in this field. And so it's really cool to learn from them as they learn from me at the same time.
No, it'll be fine. Hey Dave, how's it going?
Were we supposed to wear our fancy shirts today?
No.
From the student perspective, I really want them to see that you don't have to be a technical person to work on a show. There's lots of different types of people that make a show. What you have to love is storytelling, and that there's all these different skills that you can bring to telling a story. And that at its heart, storytelling is a human component. We all tell stories. We tell stories to our friends, we tell stories to our family, we tell stories to ourselves, we read stories, and that is a part of being a human. And I want students to see that that's part of life, and that you can do it, and that also not to limit yourself to what you think you can do. That there are so many bigger things that our skills fit into, and that there's nothing wrong with taking a risk and trying something new and growing into something. That we all started somewhere. We all started in that place of not knowing how to do something. And so putting yourself out there just a little bit and trying something new is something that we should all be trying for the rest of our lives, because that's something that can bring us joy.
My favorite part of working show is just working with the cameras and working with everybody. You know, it's a very supportive group, very fun, and I look forward to coming every day because it's never boring. I love it.
So I think learning that I am good at operating different equipment kind of made me feel good, and it's a new path that I may be willing to explore.
Definitely the people and the opportunities that come after this. I feel like working with Dr. Sawyer, Holly, great role models, just great personalities to be around. Their ability to take stress in when they have these stressful things, these mishaps, and then turn it around and thrive off of that is outstanding. And then the other students I work with, my peers, it's fantastic. I feel like every time I come in on a Wednesday, come in on a Friday, seeing the face of, like, for me it's other camera operators like Turner, Jacob, and Taylor. It's really cool to see them just because they're like really, like, I feel like that's its own family inside the family. And then after every production, I always go and I shake their hands individually because we work together as a team.
At first I was like so nervous, and I was like, oh, I don't really know if I'm gonna do that, but I wanted to branch out and learn new things. And it's also been so great to like meet so many new people that like know like that's what I want to do, and so they like help me in whatever way I want to be helped.
Another great thing is just hearing the stories that these authors have to say. You know, I was not the biggest reader when I was younger, and to come to a show about books and hearing the creative processes and, you know, all of the inspirations. I'm a very inspired person myself. I find inspiration in a lot of things. So to hear other people have similar ways of finding their influences is very special. But yeah, the stories are great. I've actually gotten into reading because of this show.
I think that you should trust yourself. I found just like trusting that I'm human, mistakes happen, but to be able to roll with the punches is the most important thing. And I think that like I really have walked out of this semester after working with this class and doing things that I never thought I'd do. It just completely raised my standards on what I can do and who I can be.
I really like hearing the author's passion for their books and like writing. I really like hearing those stories and just how passionate they get.
my favorite part is being able to enhance my skills working behind the camera. I've had prior experience, but I've never been able to work like on a professional set before with like professional gear.
This is just a really good opportunity, and I hate that I waited so long to be a part of it. Like, this is my last semester, and my advisor kept trying to get me to be a part of it, like in previous semesters, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. And now that I've been a part of it, I'm like, I wish I had joined it sooner, because it really was a good opportunity, and I gained a lot of good like relationships from it.
I think this is really taking what was a seed that was planted in my brain of, hey, TV's cool, it'd be so much fun to work on it, and it's blossomed to a flower of, hey, I really, really, really want to do this. This is something that like I actually have a passion for. It's deep. The roots are deep now. I think it's helped me as a person realize, you know what, I've been in this middle ground of what I really want to do once I leave USCB, once I leave college, and helped me be like, hey, I figured it out. I think TV is where I want to be. I think TV is going to be the perfect fit for me, for what I want to do. It's fulfilling, but at the same time, it empowers me. I think that's what the show's really, really taught me, and I'll take with me.
Thanks.
All good?
He plays Fresh Prince.
It's Will Ferrell. Well, no, Will Ferrell. Will Smith.
Yeah, two very different people.
Great job. If we can all like show up like that every single time, like we're gonna.
I have one in my
this
bag
is
if you
gonna be
don't.
one of the best seasons ever.
I don't know where mine is,
So
Behind you, Christina.
just make sure today that you all sign your. Oh yeah, that you all sign your. Put the date at the top of your thing. Sign it. Make sure you've checked everything off. Make notes if you need to add something to it, and I'll add it for it the next time. But like. Seriously, y'all rocked it.
Y'all did so great.
Yeah. So thank you all so much for showing up like that.
I called the bullpen. You're in, Rob.
No, it really is. Like, ask Mallory. The last picture I took, it was like I couldn't